This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
Tom, this is the third time we've recorded this intro. I'm frustrated.
Yeah, you were frustrated the first two times. I can't even imagine by now.
Yeah, I mean, we got this whole world situation happening. And then on top of it, my microphone gets staticky when I talk too much. Or at least that was your diagnosis.
Yeah, that was. Wait, do you think I was lying about it? You think
No,
I was going to say, you think I have nothing better to do right now? I don't. Nobody has anything better to do right now.
No.
I mean, I could play like a video game. That would be better than watching you mess around with computer settings.
And just get increasingly flustered.
Yeah, and just so mad that I'm scared that you're going to do something drastic.
I'm thinking about it, man. How you doing this week?
I'm doing good. I'm kind of frustrated too, Tim.
Here's this microphone situation.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah, I'm almost as I'm actually maybe even a little more frustrated because I can't. You're not in the same physical space as me, so I can't just tell you to move out of the way and have me fix it.
Yeah, I'd love that right now. If my grandson comes in, it's like, just let me do it.
Yeah, I feel like if you turn the camera around right now, I'd be like, what are you doing? Why you have it plugged in there? No, but that's not the only reason I'm frustrated, Tim. The main reason I'm frustrated today is that I've bought too much soup.
I don't know that's a good frustration. There's a lot of bad stuff going on right now.
Yeah, and then on top of everything, I've got too much soup.
Yeah, I think people have a lot of legitimate gripes with the world.
This is legitimate, Tim. You should see how much soup I have.
I mean, first of all, you have no one to blame but yourself for all that soup. Second of all,
what if I got them as gifts? What if they were gifts?
You didn't get soup as a gift.
My birthday's coming up. Maybe somebody sent me soup as a gift.
Your birthday is coming up.
Yeah.
What are you doing for it?
Party.
Hey, big plans?
Yeah. I'll probably do one of those virtual parties.
Everybody gets their virtual boys out of the closet.
Yeah, you have a VR headset. You brought one up with you, right?
I do.
You're out of the state. I don't want to disclose what state you were in.
Yeah, Tom. I was trying to avoid saying that so I'd look like a hero. I wanted everybody to
you look like a coward that you fled New York City 3 months ago, which had nothing to do with before anybody even knew anything about this.
Yeah, no, I'm just afraid of street crime.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, street crime is down right now. Actually, it's not down. I think it's up. Judging by being on apps on my phone all day, every day, because there's little else to do.
What kind of street crime is there near you?
I think it's that kind of thing where, like I've always said this to you, that whenever I've like gone home to the suburbs. I'll before I had a car, like I'd walk to the train and then take the train to the suburbs and then walk home from that train station. Mm-hmm. I was always way more afraid walking late at night in the suburbs than I was late at night in the city. Because late at night in the city, people are around. Mm-hmm. And in the suburbs, nobody's around. And then if you do see somebody like coming out of the woods, it's like, oh no, they weren't in the woods for a good reason.
It's a woodsman.
No, it's a night woodsman, even worse. And, maybe I've seen too much and they need to take care of me.
Yeah.
So
I was always afraid of getting like murdered in the suburbs. Nobody ever got murdered in the suburbs.
Yeah, people get murdered. Well, I mean, when people do get murdered in the suburbs, it's like national news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make Lifetime movies about it.
Right.
If Tom, I got news for you. If you get murdered in the city, nobody's going to make a movie about you.
They should, I mean, at least a Lifetime movie. I guess I'm not really in Lifetime's demographic. Like a 38-year-old man murdered in the city.
Yeah, you'd be the villain of the tale that all the
What?
Everybody watching could be like, ooh, I knew he did it. Ooh, I know he's just so.
What? I killed myself?
No, your wife.
Oh, I don't have a wife anymore. Tim, you know this. She's been missing for the last decade.
Yeah, we'll find her.
The death certificate. She was finally declared dead.
I do remember you crying about it on the news very convincingly.
Yeah, I just wanted her to come home. No questions asked. Anyway, I feel like that's the situation right now where, because there's nobody out on the streets, if you're walking around, it's like there's no good reason to be out on the streets. So if you see somebody out on the streets, they might be up to no good.
Maybe they're a doctor or nurse heading to their shift, or a grocery store employee.
They'd be wearing a uniform, get up. I guess those are in short supply, so maybe they wouldn't be wearing the get up.
Yeah, unfortunately, they might not be.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't attack first.
No, what I'm saying is you should take that
out of an abundance of caution.
Yeah, I think you should take that
a big bat. A bat's what got us into this trouble, Tim.
Big box full of medical grade masks that you bought back in January. Bring that down to the hospital, Tom.
What if I need them?
Tom, speaking of crime, if things get real bad, like let's say, because I think a lot of crime is motivated by just
lust.
No, well, yes, passion, but a lot of it by poverty and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
so if I'm ever
crimes
in that position,
of circumstance.
Yeah, if I were ever,
I don't
in that
think
position,
that's actually the phrase.
No, before you said fleed instead of fled. Look, I think you've had enough, Tom. I wish I was in the same room with you so I could physically wrestle the whiskey away from you the way that I do most weeks when we record.
Tim, I can't. It's tough for me. I can barely hear you over the robotic nature of your voice.
Is that true?
No, it's fine.
Okay. I just got so angry.
Tim, I've been gaslighting you this whole time. What if I had just gotten so bored that I was like, you know what I'll do tonight? I'll fuck with Tim for an hour and keep telling him that his audio's not working right, just to watch him get mad because I've already watched everything on Netflix.
In normal circumstances, I'd be like, hey, I'm angry about this. But I got some time to kill. And also, anger is a preferred emotion compared to the alternative emotions that I've been feeling lately.
Yeah.
I'll take anger over despair.
Yeah, boredom.
Day. Yeah.
But anyway, I bought all these soups in preparation for everything that's been happening. And now I have like a decent amount of other food. But, every time I open up the cupboard looking for something to eat, I'm like, I should really start eating these soups.
What kind of soup? Are they chunky?
Yeah, I got some of the Campbell's chunky. Campbell's sales up 59%.
Yeah, of course.
Year over year. Yeah.
So are puzzle sales. Puzzle sales are up like 2,000%.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I buy that because, when else are people... I imagine puzzle sales are normally pretty flat, pretty predictable.
Yeah, exactly. Probably spike a little bit around the holidays.
Yeah. That's their big season. That's when when they go into the black.
Around the Riddler's birthday.
Yeah. But you would have, I don't know. I didn't order any puzzles or anything. I haven't really been ordering anything because the
pandemic.
Yeah, because everything. I went to buy a video game, this new Final Fantasy VII game, which I wasn't gonna buy because I have plenty of other games. But then I saw like a bunch of reviews dropped, and I was like, this game looks good. And then I'm like, let me order it at Best Buy, and Best Buy was just like, sorry, we don't have it.
I see it right there.
No, online on the
Okay.
internet. I'm like, can I order it? And like, whenever you get it, just send it to me. I'm not in like a huge rush. Like, I don't need it on the day it comes out. It's just like, nah, click this button to find a store near you that has it. And then before you even click the button, it said no store within 250 miles has this.
Are Best Buys still open?
They are. I think they're doing like curbside pickup. I mean, I get it because they're considered essential because people need to buy computers and stuff to work from home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, apparently their sales were through the roof. You know what sales are through the roof right now?
What?
Webcams. Because that's another thing. People don't buy webcams normally, but now people need webcams.
Perverts?
No, not just perverts, Tim. Regular, honest working Joes and Janes.
Yeah, and perverts.
Like the perverts, they've already bought their webcams.
Yeah, they got a bunch of like weird webcams all over the place.
There's a guy, I can't figure out what the hell's going on with this guy across the street from me. He's
all right, already.
What?
So far, just first sentence of this story, you're the creep.
No, look, I'm looking out the window as is my right to do, and I just can't figure out what's going on.
Okay.
This guy has set up a webcam. He's on the first floor. He set up a webcam. He's like taped it up to like, the bars outside the windows.
Mm-hmm.
The webcam's like pointing down the street. And like all day, this person, I don't even know if it's a man or a woman or what, but all day, they get visitors. Like people come to the window and chat. And I don't know what the hell the deal is.
Maybe it's some sort of community building, cyber thing.
But it's not cyber, Tim. It's IRL.
Yeah, but they have the webcam there. Maybe they're doing
no, but the webcam's like pointed the other way so he can like see people coming down the street.
I'm
saying he because I assume it's a guy because
it's
guys have webcams.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be a nice thing if you had a floor level apartment in New York City to set up a webcam and be like, hey, come stand outside my window and chat, and it'll be kind of an impromptu real humanistic chat show that people can people can get a slice of life from that.
No, I don't want anybody coming up to my window and coughing into my apartment from outside.
My window. You make no coughing a rule.
Tim, sometimes coughs come out of nowhere. As I learned when I was in a Soviet Union-esque line to get into the supermarket the other day, and I coughed because I had like a tickle in my throat, and I thought the woman in front of me was going to slit my throat. I've never gotten such a dirty look in my life. And I had a mask on too. Yeah, you have a mask where you are? You got a mask?
Yeah, I got a mask.
A cloth mask? Where'd you get it?
My sister-in-law made it for me.
Oh, that's nice. Does it say Tim on it? Is it embroidered?
No, but inside she stitched in, don't worry, be happy. The late, or the still alive Bobby McFerrin.
Oh, now you've said too much.
Hey, Tom, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
This week, we're taking some quick bites. We're talking quick bites. We're talking Quibi, the quick bites interface that teens and Gen Z loves and can't live without.
Right. I think.
So I was talking to some 12-year-old, and he was all like, man, shut up. I got to get back to Quibi. I got to get back to these quick bites.
By Gen Z, you of course mean millennials, which to you still means anyone who's a child up until you notice
Gen
that
Z,
like
Gen
no,
Z
but that finally people are starting to call Gen Z, but for so long people are like, oh, these millennials. It's like, no, that kid's a child of a millennial. Like millennials aren't children anymore.
Exactly. Millennials are the new Gen X.
Yeah. Gen X are the new boomers.
I got a soft spot. I feel like I was more philosophically aligned with Gen X than anybody else.
Well, I think everybody like looks up to the generation before them because, well, I guess depending on how it falls, like we fall right on the other end of Gen X. So like they were a few years older than us. So like when we were kids, they were teenagers. And it's like, wow, look at these guys wearing flannel, doing skateboard tricks.
Yeah, not caring about anything.
Yeah, but I bet those same Gen Xers did not look up to baby boomers. However, the older Gen Xers probably were like, yeah, the Beatles.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, the Gen Xers didn't like the baby boomers because they were the ones who left them at home as latchkey kids.
Yeah, they left the latchkey for them.
Yeah, which was a pretty cool setup.
What is Quibi, Tim?
Quibi is quick bites. Tom, I said that already.
God damn it! If you say quick bites one more time, yes, it's short for quick bites.
It's a short form mobile video platform that launched this week. Yes. These two of the coolest people on earth, Jeffrey Katzenberg and Meg Whitman, they got together
and they were like, said, "Let's take all of our knowledge about what Gen Z likes."
Yeah, you know what we know about what kids like. Let's and in true, like how old is Jeffrey Katzenberg? Jeffrey Katzenberg is 69 years old.
Nice.
So he's just like, and they're always on their phones. I'll make a phone thing for them. They have
he's probably like, oh, my goddamn, the kid from my fourth wife is always on his goddamn phone.
Yeah. And then Meg Whitman was like, yeah, I'm in on this. And I don't understand her deal. She's always like in the
She's like, I have a lot of experience ruining companies.
Yeah, exactly. Like people are like, I was full disclosure, Tom, I'm reading Bob Iger's
okay.
New book. It's not a memoir. It's kind of like a business book. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. Do you know this about me? I've been reading a weird amount of books about the Walt Disney Company lately.
No, but I'm not that surprised.
In the last year, I've read that like big Walt Disney biography that came out a few years ago, and I read that book Disney War from the early 2000s about the boardroom battles of Michael Eisner. I read this Pixar book by Ed Catmull, one of the founders of Pixar, and now I'm reading this Bob Iger book. I can't get enough of the Disney
you got really mad. I remember you got really mad when people didn't want to go to your Disney destination wedding that you and your wife originally planned. And to be honest, she didn't seem that keen on it either.
You would have gone to a Disney destination wedding in a second.
Oh, I would. Yeah, I mean, well, no, not if it required like a lot. Not if it meant like I couldn't go on rides all the time.
I mean,
like if it was like, and then you have to go to like a reception dinner off park. Like, no, forget it.
It'd be a reception dinner at the freaking like Hard Rock Cafe in downtown Disney or some shit. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Be the coolest thing you've ever been to, Tom. Man, I'm gonna get married again. I'm gonna get divorced so I can get married again, and this time have it at Disney World so we could all party at the Hard Rock Cafe for the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, let's do it. Make Goofy your best man.
Yeah, I was considering asking you to be my best man, Tom.
Oh, I see.
So anyway, in Bob Iger's book, he's like the other person that they were considering was Meg Whitman.
Oh, like, really? To run Disney?
Yeah, and just like why? Because she worked at HP. HP. She didn't work there. She was the CEO, but
but yeah, she was like the CEO of HP and eBay. That's what she's known from. It's like, oh, I don't know, two boring companies that nobody thinks about anymore.
Yeah. I just think it's so funny that she's just like this power player.
I mean, that happens a lot with like CEOs. Like, they don't do anything, but they up their own status or whatever.
Yeah, must be nice.
Yeah,
boy.
Must be.
And then they just walk right in and start a Quibi whenever they want.
Hey, it's easy for them.
So Quibi went out It launched.
Maybe it was because she had a bunch of maybe like when she left HP, they gave her a bunch of computers, and Jeffrey Katzenberg was like, "Well, to start Quibi, we're going to need a lot of computers." And he was like, "Well, who do I know that's got a garage full of computers sitting around?"
Hewlett Packard.
Meg Whitman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I need all these HPs, or if I could get my hands on like 1,000 or 1,200 compact Presarios, we'll be set.
And she's like, this is perfect because I was just about to finally put all of these up on eBay, my other company.
Right.
But no, I'll use them. I'll use them to start to start our new video streaming service. But I'll tell you this: they're old computers, so I think they can only handle quick bytes of videos. They have very small hard drives.
Here's where Quibi fucked up, because everybody's making fun of their name, because they're like, shouldn't it be Quibi, like quick
bytes?
Yeah, and they're just like, oh, what a stupid name. It's like nobody was making fun of Hulu. Hulu doesn't mean anything. Quibi.
People were making fun of Hulu a bit when it first came out.
Yeah, and guess what? Those people are all dead and buried now. Those fools.
I think the problem with Quibi is that we've been hearing about Quibi for years, and Quibi finally just launched.
Yeah. So
Quibi, you did a very bad job summing it up. Do you want me to sum it up? You just started talking about the
Walt Disney Corporation,
Bob Iger instead. And I'm sure Quibi's business model is to get bought by Disney.
Yeah. So it could be Dweeby. We'll workshop that one.
Do you want me to explain Quibi, or are you going to explain it?
It's all short form. All their content is 10 minutes or less.
Right. So the episodes are. Everything's like episodic. Not necessarily episodic, but episodes.
Yeah.
Because they have, like nonfiction. Right. Yeah. But you can only watch it on your phone. And the big claim to fame that they have is you can watch videos in portrait or landscape. And when you turn your phone, it changes perspective immediately. And supposedly it's supposed to have like kind of interactivity where if you're watching it
narrative
landscape,
implications.
Yeah, you're watching landscape and somebody's looking at their phone. And if you turn your phone portrait, like say they're on a FaceTime call, you turn your phone portrait. Now you'll see what's on their phone, just like, you were them or whatever.
Yeah. I never want to have to be that active when I'm watching something where it's like, no, to get more enjoyment of it, do something. It's like, no, let's sit there and watch something.
You know what this is, Tim? This is DVDs with alternate angles all over again.
It sure is.
Remember, DVDs came out and they were like, you're going to have bonus features, director's commentary, and get this, alternate angles. Maybe 2 DVDs use alternate angles.
Yeah, what? Did the Fight Club DVD, remember that Fight Club DVD, DVD set?
Yeah, that was like one of the first big like deleted scene DVDs.
It was the one where it's like, check out what DVDs can do.
Yeah.
It had like 4 different commentaries.
Right. Yeah. It had just like a ton of deleted scenes and like behind the scenes stuff, which, tapes didn't really have. But I don't think they had alternate angles. I think very few things had alternate angles. And even if they did, it would be like there's one scene where you can change to a different angle.
Yeah.
But, it wasn't popular then. Nobody wants that. It's like, no, I want the director to pick the angles. Because whenever I'm watching something like that, same thing with like video games or whatever, it's like, well, I feel like I'm missing something. I wind up just switching back and forth constantly because I'm thinking I'm watching the wrong feed.
Yeah, I just want to watch something that has like show me the definitive thing, and I don't want it to work for it.
Show me the director's vision.
Yeah, that's all I want to see.
Show me David Meg Whitman and Jeffrey Katzenberg's vision.
Yeah. So it's short videos because they're just like, my grandson has no attention span and he's always on his phone. Let's make him. Right. Let's make his parents pay for this. Like videos. He's always watching those YouTube videos, but let's make them pay for some stuff.
Well, and that's the big thing is that the service is not free. It is $5 a month for ads, ad supported, and $8 a month for ad free.
They all left at Hulu when they had that model.
No, but Hulu was like free with ads.
Oh yeah, right. Well, it's also Quibi is also free for 3 months. Tom, we're totally screwing our chance at a Complete Guide Quibi series, by the way, just by recording this episode.
I know, yeah. Look, and honestly, I think we would have a pretty good shot at it going by some of the content that's on there.
Well, no, I mean, this is the thing. I think what they were trying to do is like they spent $1.1 billion on original content. And that's 8,500 short form episodes. But they got like Steven Spielberg in on this, Chrissy Teigen, Chance the Rapper. They're like, hey, you go on YouTube. The only celeb with a YouTube channel is Will Smith, and that seems weird and a little desperate. Here are people making.
No, Jack Black's got a very popular YouTube channel. That's pretty good.
The guy from School of Rock?
Yeah, the same guy. I drove by the other day. Do you know that there's a School of Rock in Brooklyn, like one of those fantasy camps?
Is it for kids?
I don't know. I don't think so.
One of the things where
adults.
like a boomer can jam out with like the bassist from like the touring bassist from Pink Floyd in 1997.
Yeah, I'm not sure what their business model is. Well, it was closed like everything else, so
you should have camped out there.
Well, I'll just wait till everything goes back to normal, and then I'll.
Well, I can't wait till everything's back to normal so I can check out the School of Rock's store.
They probably have a website. They probably didn't take the website down.
I bet it's just a picture of Jack Black. And then you're like, oh, the website is the IMDb profile for School of Rock.
I feel like it's the kind of thing where they don't have permission. Like, you know, they like went to court and somehow it's like, you know, prior art or something. And they're able to say they're School of Rock.
The Star Wars films use alternate angles to present the opening text crawls in various languages.
Yeah, who cares? That's not a different angle. That's a different language.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't change the subtitles from English to Spanish. I go, ooh, look at that. And a bonus feature.
I do. Like,
and that's all those scrolls are. They're just, those scrolls are just fancy subtitles.
Yeah. Remember that DVD extra that they would put on the back of the box that would be like cast and crew information, and it would just be the credits in on a screen that you could access.
Yeah, it'd be like this actress was also in this movie. One other movie will tell you they were in. That's also by the same studio or the thing that this is the sequel to. So
Quibi, speaking of credits, Tom.
Yeah.
You and I both watched some Quibis earlier.
Yeah, I binged some Quibs.
You know, and you know, it's perfect time for Quibi. You know, you're supposed to watch them while you're waiting for the subway or, you know, in line at a department store.
Yeah, it's meant for a busy on-the-go lifestyle. That's why they're all short.
Yeah, that sucks. If I were Meg Whitman, I'd be pissed.
The thing that sucks is
Meg Whitman's on the phone with the president right now, like, open things up.
Oh. Yeah, listen, open things up and I'll give you a Quibi show. And he's probably like, all right. One of the other things, like they're so stuck in their ways that Quibi is for the phone. You can't watch Quibis on your TV or on a web browser. It's only a phone app.
Right. You can also
they don't even have like
iPad, Tom.
No, but it's not an iPad app. It's like the phone app just blown up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're adamant that they're like, this content is for the phone. That's it. If we even see you looking at this on an iPad, we'll kill
Jeffrey
you.
Katzenberg's going to come in there and break your freaking nose.
But the thing is, like, I was, like I said, I was binging some Quibi, and like, nobody's allowed to go outside right now. I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm just like, this sucks. I want to watch this on my nice, huge 4K TV, not on my phone. Where, like, I don't know, I have to like hold it the whole time, and I'm switching between the angles. And at least in the shows I watch, changing the angles, changing it from portrait to landscape did nothing other than like zoom it in.
Yeah.
And a few times when I was watching it in portrait, I'm like, oh, this is pan and scan. Remember old pan and scan?
I remember pan and scan.
It was when
you'd rent Ghostbusters 2 at Blockbuster on VHS, and instead of converting it from widescreen to 4.3, they'd just like kind of zoom around, right?
Well, instead of letterboxing it.
Yeah.
They would have to be like, all right, well, if we letterbox it, and people didn't like letterboxing because then they're like, hey, half the damn TV's not being used.
Well, when the TV was like 16 inches, you'd
right.
be like, hey, this
I can't
this
see
is
this.
valuable real estate here.
So they'd have to zoom in, but then, it'd be like a lot of times things would be cropped out that, you were meant to see, or they'd have to like scan across that cropped image because it's like this character on the left side of the screen is going to say something to the character on the right. So we have to like move the image over. And that's what this was. I saw a few things where I was like, this is pan and scan, and I can see it panning and scanning.
These Quibis and these pan and scans.
Can we talk about some of these Quibi shows?
Yeah, we can.
I'll start. I'm talking. I watched a few of these shows.
Okay.
I watched a show called Flipped.
Right, with the people, the famous comedic stars of, and then we'll enter the names when I remember them.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Caitlin Olsen.
Yes,
and Will Forte.
Yes, both hilarious people. And this show sucked. It was just like very bad. Like the writing was just bad. And like, I don't know, it's setting up the premise for the whole series in that first episode. And it just felt like rushed and weird. Here's the other thing about these. Tim, I didn't like Quibi at all. Let me cut to the chase here. Is that the whole thing is that these are supposed to be 10-minute episodes. Most of the episodes are like 6 minutes, and they feel like they're a half hour long.
I prefer the shorter episodes of things. I don't want 10 minutes of a Quibi. I think a Quibi should be 5 to 7 minutes. That's how I feel. I'll this is my hill to die on, Tom.
Well, the ones I watched that were shorter, they still felt like they were so long. Like I'm checking the timeline, and I'm like, I've been watching this for 2 minutes. It feels like forever. Because I feel like the first episodes of a lot of these shows are doing so much heavy lifting.
Yeah, I mean that's a pilot in general, Tom. I implore you, don't judge a Quibi by its pilot.
But the thing is, with a pilot, it's a half hour and they get everything. This is like, all right, we have, 6 minutes instead of 22 minutes. So we have to jam all the exposition and all the setup into this 6 minutes. And like, at least for this show Flipped, where I guess the premise is Caitlin Olsen and Will Forte like flip houses on like a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
They like show what their lives were like before then and how they got to that point. And it's like, nah, I already know the show. Just show me the thing you promised.
Tom, it's a Quibi. You can't quibble with a Quibi. You gotta take a Quibi as it comes.
The next show I watched was Chrissy's Court with Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah, this was an awkward show, right? Was it too quiet?
Yeah, a little bit. It felt
like there should have been sounds in it that weren't there.
Yeah, it felt just very much like they filmed a pilot with like whoever was around to be in the audience, like whoever crew members, and this wasn't meant to air. Chrissy Teigen, I think, is very funny on Twitter. This show, it just kind of,
what I like the most about Chrissy Teigen on Twitter?
What's that?
Her clapbacks.
So first off,
she's always clapping back, Tom.
In the first episode, she brings out her husband, John Legend, and it's like, come on, you got to save him, unless he comes out every episode, which maybe he does.
There's no reason why he shouldn't. They filmed all these in one afternoon.
It was a very stupid, so it's supposed to be like People's Court, like a courtroom show or Judge Judy, but Chrissy Teigen's the judge. And it was just like a stupid case where it was this guy who was like a singer at a restaurant, claimed that somebody asked him if he could sing a rap song, and he was so horrified that he like bumped into a speaker and knocked over his speaker. So now he wanted the money from that speaker from that guy. And it's like, what? No, that's not the law. That person wasn't like verbally assaulting you when he asked you a question. You bumped into the speaker, you broke the speaker. What's
that Chrissy's ruling?
No. And then they just had like bad, dumb reenactments of like, all right, it just seemed like they were killing time for something that's only supposed to be a quick bite.
Yeah,
where they're like, all right, you come out and you ask, reenact this. It was just like, it felt like a sketch that like the seniors put on during like a talent show. It just felt like this isn't good. This isn't entertaining. Like John Legend sang for like 10 seconds. It was like, wow, yeah.
Imagine. Did he sing any Beatles songs?
No, he sang I Did It My Way.
Wait, did he really?
By Frankie. Yeah.
Old Blue Eyes?
Yeah, because the old guy who was a singer, he was like, yeah, I was singing Sinatra. He's one of these type of guys. And he sang it. What?
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean.
Did I tell you about this wedding I went to where the bride's grandfather sang My Way?
No, I don't think so.
It was very nice. It was very sweet. He had a great singing voice, and he sang, and it was like, wow, this old man is singing. This is great. And then at the end, he sang the last song of the night of the reception, and he came out and sang My Way, and it was nice. It was a great rendition of it. And then this is his granddaughter's wedding. And then at the end, he's like, and took the shots and right? And then it builds up, and he's like, and then he shushed everybody and went, Frank did it his way. And it was like, was this whole thing just a tribute to Frank Sinatra as the last song at your granddaughter's wedding?
Yeah, what a weird... Yeah, we know it's a Frank Sinatra song.
Yeah, no, I think he was just like, nope, you gotta... above all, we must pay our respects to Frank Sinatra. Good night, everybody.
So they had a reenactment where like the old guy sang it and John Legend pretended to be the defendant. And he was like, hey, can you play some rap music now? And the guy said, you know where they came up with the name for rap music? They got rid of the C. It's crap music. Which is one of your favorite jokes. This old Italian American man likes that joke. And then they like swapped roles so that he would be the guy, the young man, and John Legend was him. And then John Legend just sang the end of like, and I did it my way, and like, blew the doors off the place. Of course, he's John Legend, and like I feel like this guy was real mad about that. That he then like got showed up. Because like he got polite applause, but John Legend got like, woo! He got the whoops.
John Legend applause, yeah.
But then in the end, Chrissy Teigen said that the defendant was guilty and should have to pay for the speaker, but she would pay for the speaker. It's like, well, now there's no stakes. And that's always the case in these shows. That's why people agree to go on them. Little known secret.
Judge Judy pays out of pocket. Judge Wapner is paying.
The production pays. So it's like, hey, you guys have a dispute. You're going to go to small claims court. If you come on our show, the person that's trying to get $500 out of this guy, will give you the $500.
Right. And the guy who is going to lose $500 in small claims court, won't lose any money.
Right. So but they don't say that on the show, so the show still seems to have stakes.
You know
but
what?
if Chrissy Teigen's just going to say, then it's like, well, this show's got no stakes.
Because there's no pretense to a Quibi, Tom. A Quibi tells the truth. A Quibi isn't trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Quibi is authentic.
Did you Tim, are you being paid by Quibi? It was your idea to do this episode.
I did download Quibi the first day that it was available, like as soon as I woke up that day. But that's just a product of me being bored out of my mind.
You're just a Quibi influencer.
Yeah, a Quibfluencer. I've been watching Dismantled, Tom, starring Titus Burgess.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that, but I saw the thumbnail.
It's a cooking competition.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Titus Burgess and two celebrity guests, usually one I think it's always one cook and then one comedic actor.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the judges.
Yeah.
And then they have two chefs, and the chefs get all dressed up in these hazmat suits, which I think unfortunately
they should have delayed that Quibi.
Yeah, exactly.
Push that Quibi back.
And then they shoot a meal at them through a cannon or something. So they just get blasted with all this mushed up food. And
so it's like a sex thing, a fetish thing?
It's more like a Double Dare thing, which I think...
Okay. It's also a sex thing, a fetish thing.
Right. I mean, there's a children's game show, Tom.
Family Double Dare I'm talking about.
Imagine there was just a version of Double Dare, like it was originally just for like adults.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love that. I want to see people get hurt. Because all those kids would the way some of these kids would slip during that obstacle course, it's like, if I slipped like that, I'd be in the hospital for a month. And this kid just gets up and runs away.
Still grabs the flag.
Yeah.
So then they have to eat the food off the floor or off their hazmat suits and try to figure out what food it is. And then they have to run to the kitchen. So they shoot the food out of a cannon, and that's when a 30-minute timer starts. And so 30 minutes.
30 minutes to figure out what it was?
No, and then they have to make the dish.
Oh, I see.
And then they have to serve it to the judges. However, then at the end, after the judges have eaten both dishes and been like, this is delicious, they reveal what the thing was, what the plate was that they got shot out of a cannon with.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever got more of the ingredients right, I think, wins $5,000.
And what real life experience is this supposed to be emulating?
What do you mean?
Like, how is this like?
It's a Quibi, Tom. It's pure fantasy.
It's
things that you couldn't even dream of in your day-to-day life.
Like
that's what Quibi's about.
Cooking shows have some transferable. Like you kind of learn when you're watching them, like how to cook things right and wrong and all that.
Yeah, no.
And you're learning about ingredients. You're not learning what if I got shot in the face with food and I had to make that food.
Yeah, and honestly, like they don't really need to be making the food because they're not being judged. Like it's not like whoever had the better dish wins. It's literally whoever identified the most correct ingredients. Although I don't know if that's actually how they're being judged. It's very quick. It's a very quick bite, Tom. So I don't know if exactly. The thing that really struck me about it though. Is that at the end there's no credits on any of these. You have to click a button and see like a list of all the credits as if it were like a DVD special feature.
Right. Yeah. I wondered about that too, where I was like, all right. How's this flying by the unions? No credits.
Yeah. I mean, they have the production company
logos,
logos at the end, and then there's a button that you can press for credits.
Right.
That will just show you a list. But I don't know. Let's call our union reps about this, Tom.
Did you watch the new version of Singled Out?
Ooh, no, I didn't.
So
Is Jenny McCarthy still as hilarious but also potty humored as ever?
no, Tim, she's not in it at all. It's Keke Palmer and Joel Kim Booster. But get this, it's flipped. The genders are flipped in this one. This isn't your grandpa Singled Out.
The woman is the MC, and
The
man,
woman is the Chris Hardwick, and the man is the Jenny McCarthy.
like blows snot rockets and makes fart noises and stuff.
No, actually, like, I mean, these are both funny people, and they were good in it, but like, I feel like whatever Joel Kim Booster was doing, like, they just cut it all out. Like, he was barely in it.
There's no time, Tom. It's a Quibi.
I know. Well,
No
first off,
shticks.
there's not as many singles. There's 30 this time instead of, what was it, 50 in the original Singled Out?
Yeah.
This show out of
1,000. They found your perfect match out of 1,000 people.
This show, out of all the shows I watch, was like the most obviously like edited so quickly, like gave me whiplash. Just like no breaths in between. But the twist now is that all 30 of those people are connected via social media with the person who's the contestant.
Wait, so they already know each other?
Yeah, they said connected. I don't know if that means 1 degree of separation. Judging by when people were, leaving and they would get to see the people, it was all like, oh yeah, this is like an acquaintance of mine. So it was like that level.
It's not like this is an Instagram butt model that I follow.
No, but I don't understand why. Like, that's not a bad conceit for a show. Like, oh, it's all people that you're connected to on social media. But like, then make that a show. Don't make it Singled Out.
Yeah.
It's like, does Singled Out really have that much cachet?
I mean, it was one of the first ones you went to because you were like, hey, I know that show.
That's true. But Tim, I'm not Gen Z. One of the questions too, like the second question was, do you want someone who texts you back right away or somebody who doesn't? And it's like, well, yeah, no, I want somebody. If you text somebody, you want the person to text you back right away.
Some people like to be ignored, Tom.
It seemed suspicious to me that it happened to reduce perfectly down to 3 singles. It just seemed like very set up. And then the singles, they show the contestant a picture of them, but with like scribbles on their face. So they get to see the person's body and everything. Like they get a pretty good idea. And this was a woman who is bisexual. So it was men and women. And like the women, it was both like bikini pictures. So it's like, yeah, you're getting a pretty good idea of what you're in store for here. Mm-hmm. The guy, he was holding a wombat. And it was like, yeah. And obviously she got rid of him.
Yeah.
And then
know what a wombat looks like.
And then like the final test, they race vibrators down like a slope. It's like, look, this isn't shocking
Your
anymore.
Parents Singled Out. Yeah, I know. It's a Quibi, Tom, and irreverent.
No, I'm saying it's not. I'm like, okay, vibrators, great. Like, on the same phone, I can see hardcore pornography. Like,
what?
I'll send you the website. I'll send you the address.
What model phone do you have?
It's last year's iPhone. But I think you can watch it on any iPhone. I think as long as it's Quibi compatible, you can watch this pornography. But then at the end, they did say dick at one point. So I was like, nice. Oh, all right. I guess it's not my grandpa's Singled Out.
Yeah, they've been saying shit a lot on the Titus Burgess show.
Wow.
Where they shoot cannon.
There was one show that was like perfectly, pardon my language, perfectly fine. And then at one point, it was like a normal, I forget what show it was. It was like just like a normal like reality show. And then somebody's like, Yeah, that really fucked up my shit. I was like, what? Why'd you have to say it? Like, this show is otherwise G-rated.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what they say. A Quibi doesn't mince words.
That's not what they say. I also watched the show When the Streetlights Go On, and they showed a butt and a little bit of a wiener.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they showed people getting shot in the head.
Yeah, Tom, a big appeal of Quibi was like, hey, we got a lot of big bucks that we can invest.
We got a lot of big butts.
Yeah, and we can invest it. Well, speaking of, we can invest in celebrities. So we'll have celeb-driven shows by the likes of J-Lo, and Kevin Hart and Kristen Bell.
Oh, I didn't see any of those. Those must be coming soon.
Well, nope. It's one show called Thanks a Million.
Oh,
and it's this like charity show, and this is a thing. It's a trend where they get a big name and they're gonna do like either a TV show or they're gonna do a dang Quibi or they're gonna do something, and then it's always
it's not a trend that they say this big celebrity's gonna do a Quibi.
No, and it turns out to be like
you're not really deep in your own Quibi bubble.
It's not a show that you want to watch them in. It's not like J-Lo acting up a storm. It's like, no, it's this weird like
Kevin Hart doing
show.
some new material.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like they have LeBron James doing a thing. It's like, ooh, LeBron James. I bet he'll do something.
Oh, is he gonna do some big slam dunks? I can't wait to see him.
Yeah, no, it's some show where he helps children get educated in the inner city or something, which is good. I'm glad he's doing it, but like,
right. But I want to pay $8 a month to watch it.
Yeah. They also did. Remember when Chris Hardwick, your favorite guy from
it's not my favorite
Singled
guy.
Out, did you or did you not read Chris Hardwick's autobiography?
I did out of curiosity, and it was very not good.
He's a fine man. He hosted a game show, and they were like, LeBron James developed it with him. And in the beginning, LeBron James would just come on and be like, "Hey, we chose the contestants that are good, upstanding members of society," and would like introduce like some heroic people, and then he'd only be in the first like 30 seconds, and then be like, "All right, goodbye." It's like, that's not what I want to see LeBron James do. And he had obviously shot all of
them in one day.
Yeah, and it's just like, this is just making you look like a nice guy.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, so those are like some A-list stars you named. I feel like otherwise, a lot of these shows have like B-plus list stars.
Like who? Name names.
Like Liam Hemsworth.
I thought he was a Marvel guy.
No, you're thinking of Chris Hemsworth.
But Liam Hemsworth is also a Marvel guy, right?
No, he's his brother. He's not a Marvel guy. He's a Hunger Games guy. He was PETA in Hunger Games.
Peter.
We're and he was married to Miley Cyrus. So, like, he's a big, well-known guy, but it's like he can't open a movie. Like people aren't going to go see a movie just because Liam Hemsworth's in it.
Maybe.
He's not a Tom Hanks level.
Yeah, I know he's not. Who is a Tom Hanks level?
Tom Hanks.
Fair point.
So, yeah, I watched Most Dangerous Game, and it was him and what's his name? Christoph
Waltz?
Yeah, him. Who, like, I would say he's a B-plus actor too. He has an Academy Award, but like he's not leading movies.
Is your criteria just have they been in Marvel movies?
No, I was gonna say there's a lot of Marvel people I wouldn't even consider A-list.
Who? Name one.
Michael Douglas. Robert Redford. But Most Dangerous Game, the short story.
Yeah, they hunt humans.
The most dangerous game is man. And like, So this goes against what I wanted from the other shows, where I'm like, just cut the first part, like cut to the chase. And then this did kind of cut to the chase. I'm like, what happened? How'd they get in this situation? Because the first episode is just him going into Christoph Waltz, like the dance.
Yeah.
Him going into Christoph Waltz's office, and Christoph Waltz first off having to have a throwaway line to explain why he has an Austrian accent.
Cool.
Where he's like, well, yeah, my father, when he moved us all when I was 14, and it's like, all right. But like Liam Hemsworth coming to him for money. I don't know. It seemed like they had like a pre-established meeting. And then it's like, Liam Hemsworth has like brain cancer or something. He needs money. And this guy's like, well, I can't lend you money, but I can have people hunt you for sport. And he's like, oh, I'm going to call the cops. And it's like, well, you can't call the cops just because somebody asked if you want to be hunted for sport. He was going to pay you a fair amount.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the first episode. It was just like, I'm gonna.
I mean, stories need to start. You understand this, right? You're judging
I know,
a
but I
want to.
I want to watch that movie. I want to sit down and watch it all in one bite, in one
It's
big meal.
Parts,
Maybe I don't
Tom.
want a quick bite. And also, that was a big one where when I changed it to portrait mode, I couldn't tell what the hell was going on.
Tom, if you wanted more than a quick bite, you're in the wrong goddamn place, man. And there's 5 episodes of this. You could have watched all 5.
And then what?
What do you mean?
Is that it? With the 5 episodes, tell me the whole story?
Can I
binge a Quibi?
A what?
Can I binge a Quibi? A Quibi.
Tom, I'm so
I forgot the name. You put in my head that they should be called quibis, and now I can't get that out of there.
Thomas.
They are bringing Reno 911 back on Quibi. And like Reno 911 is a great show, but there's like 17 seasons of Reno 911. Yeah. I'm very happy for all of them to get like hopefully an insane amount of money to make more. But like there's enough Reno 911 if that's what I want to watch.
Yeah, I certainly have not seen all of Reno 911.
No,
and if I
100%
had,
not.
Even maybe I have, and I'm sure I'd go back and be like, nah, didn't remember this because this is it. They made 1,000 hours of entertainment 15 years ago.
Yeah, and that's actually like the only thing that I saw that was like an established property that they were like bringing on board.
I think you're forgetting about Singled Out and Punked.
But those are reboots.
Yeah, but they're timeless.
Although that is funny now that you mention it, because those are 3 Viacom shows that they were just like, how about we use these old IPs?
Yep. Punked I wanted to watch, but I didn't understand. I don't know who Lisa Koshy is or Sabrina Carpenter. And those were the celebrities
the people being
punked. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I told you I watched this David Blaine special the other night. Did you watch that finally?
I did. I absolutely did.
And like at least a quarter of the celebrities, I'm like, I have no idea who this is. This is some TikTok star.
Yeah. There's one really obnoxious
Ooh, I know who you're talking about. I warned you about him.
Yeah. I was explaining, because my wife refused to watch it with me. The David Blaine special. And I was explaining, she was like, what was the best
she's
trick?
afraid that you're getting too into magic, that you think it's real.
Well, yeah, because she went to bed and she heard me screaming from the other room.
Yeah. She was like, I don't want you watching that and having nightmares again.
She was like, what was the best trick? And I was like, okay, so David Blaine started sewing his mouth closed with a needle in thread while John Krasinski was yelling, no, stop. And Emily Blunt, his wife, was like, yeah, no, please stop. And then,
at like a party at their house.
Yeah. And then Justin Timberlake, who was also there, was just there, like momentarily being like, "Yo, bro, that's crazy."
And then like, where's the keg? Outside? Okay, thank you.
And then then David Blaine turns to Chelsea Clinton, who's also there,
Right.
and gestured for her to pick a card. And it's like, wait, where were they? What was happening there? Why were the Krasinskis and Chelsea Clinton and Justin Timberlake?
I think that's just, celebs when they have house parties. Everybody shows up, including David Blaine doing tricks.
Yeah, boy.
And that's not a trick. Like when he sews his mouth shut, he is just sewing his mouth shut.
Yeah, but then that was pretty cool how they picked the card, they ripped the corner off, and then the card was in his mouth, and it matched.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it.
He's a magic man, Tom.
He must.
I'm so scared all the time.
Suck it up his butt and then put it in his mouth.
Okay, enough.
Look, Tim, I'm spitballing, trying to figure out the magic trick.
Tom, I really wish I could wrestle that whiskey away from you.
There's a new show coming out on Quibi I saw, because I was curious. I scrolled down to the coming soon, and there's like a bad looking show with Anna Kendrick. And it was just making me think like Anna Kendrick must have bought a new house between Quibi and Disney Plus. Like, yeah, I'll do something nobody will watch.
Would you say Anna Kendrick is an A-list star?
No, I would say she's a B+ list star as well.
Okay, you have a weird Anna Kendrick thing.
Not a weird thing. I think she's
your favorite actress.
Not my favorite actress. She's probably the one that I find the most attractive.
Do you have posters of her on the wall?
No, I don't have posters of her on the wall.
Do you think they sell
I have a picture in my wallet.
Posters?
That's it. No, I don't think so. Because I think like people have to sign off on those. I don't know where they sell posters anymore either.
Spencer's Gifts.
Yeah, probably still Spencer's
Hot
Gifts.
Topic.
But I can't imagine you can just get like a poster of Anna Kendrick from like, I mean, maybe you can from the singing movie Pitch Perfect.
Yeah. Let's see. Anna Kendrick posters that yeah, you can buy them, Tom.
All right, send me that link.
If you like the show, you can find out more information at our website, tcgte.com. You can also do other things.
You can go to facebook.com/complete guide to follow us. You can follow us on Twitter at complete guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
Follow me at your pal Tim.
And if you like the show, I already said that. You look, if you listen this long, you like the show. If you want to support the show, go to tcgte.com/Amazon for your Amazon shopping and patreon.com/complete guide for our secondary show, Books the Podcast, where Tim is reading Animal Farm right this moment.
Yeah, and you're giving your Animal Crossing updates in those episodes.
Yeah. Like from kit to caboodle, we're covering all the animal things. Yeah. And that's oh man, I wish we had like a Quibi promo code. Do you think Quibi's entire marketing plan or whatever is, or not business plan, is we're gonna give 3-month trials, and we've like done the numbers, like half of the people are gonna forget after 3 months and not cancel this?
I think that's all subscription services.
But I think like Quibi might not even make new shows. I think they might just.
That's what Apple TV is doing. Your beloved Apple Corporation, Tom.
Yeah, like, they give you like a free year.
Yeah, they give you a free year, but if you can't cancel, otherwise the free trial stops. Which is like right now, I can go into Quibi and I can unsubscribe, and then I still have 84 days left of Quibi, and it just won't renew. But what Apple won't let you do that. So.
What if they threatened you and said, yeah, you can cancel Quibi before the trial's up, but we'll never let you sign up again?
That's what MoviePass did.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but in fairness, then they went out of business.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's crapping all over Quibi. When's the last time you made a video streaming platform?
I watched another terrible show called Murder House Flip.
Yeah.
which seemed like the type of like show title that would be on 30 Rock, like a fake TV show. And it's, you know, it's a house where like a serial killer lived, and you know, it's like a house flipping show. But the people that are in there, it's a bunch of old people, and they seem pretty happy to be living in a murder house. Like they gleefully like tell the details of like, yeah, they were in the basement, all the bodies. Yeah, right here. And then at the end of it, they don't flip the house. All they do is give these people a house makeover. That's it. A house that they had already been living in for like decades.
Maybe Quibi is about redefining the way that we think about a flip.
Oh, it was bullshit. And it was three Quibis to get to that. 3 episodes.
Wow.
It wasn't a 1 episode thing. I was like, this thing's lying all over the place. Anyway, I think that this is a common misconception amongst older people that people want short content. And that's just not the case. I mean, look, we drone on for an hour every week and people love it more and more every day.
Dozens of people occasionally tune in.
They can't get enough of it.
And on that note, thanks for listening.
We should call our show a longbite. A
lobie.
A loogie. Yeah. A loogie. You know, like a...
Hey, well, you're regular Jenny McCarthy.
We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.